Good Monday morning. Well, we find ourselves just having learned that Jacob has stolen Esau's blessing. He has schemed with his mom to make himself something he wasn't, to appear to be his brother. And once the blessing was given, it couldn't be taken away. And Esau's mad. And Esau says this in chapter 27, verse 41. He says, "Now Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to himself, 'The day of mourning for my father are approaching. Then I will kill my brother Jacob.'" He knew that Isaac was about to pass away, and so he was plotting his scheme of revenge. Even though he was the one in his weariness who lost all perspective and sold his birthright to his brother. So many things that we can understand in his story. We can understand him being angry. We can understand the betrayal, not just of his brother, but of his mother, and the loss and the disappointment attached to that loss. And anytime you and I feel those things in our own lives, those are very normal emotions for a situation like this. The danger is if we go all the way back to the story of Cain and Abel, when God corrected Cain for the anger that he was allowing to stir in his heart. And God said to him, he said, "Sin is crouching at your door, and you must master it." And I've learned in life that God doesn't ask us to do anything that he doesn't equip us to do. He said, "I want to let no temptation happen to you that is common to man, but that I also haven't already provided you a way of escape. Even your anger or your jealousy." And those are such wrecking emotions when they are allowed to stay. Sometimes we need to have anger over situations. We need to feel our anger, experience our anger, maybe even express our anger in a way that isn't deliberately wounding and revengeful. But at some point, like Ephesians says, you have to put it away. And it says it this way in Ephesians 4:26, "Let all anger and bitterness and malice be put away." I've always described that as, I don't know if you had this kind of mama, but I had this kind of mama. There were times, maybe even Dad said this to me, you need to get happy and you need to get happy now. It's like there are times, experience your anger, but there's times you got to put it away. It cannot stay, because if it is allowed to stay, Esau will carry out. If he allows this anger to stay, he will carry out murder. Now, we may not murder where we take someone's life, but we may try to destroy their character with our words. We may try to crush their hearts with our venom or our revenge. It can lead to roots of bitterness that destroy our health, and we talked about it before. Bitterness defiles many. We do not need to be fooled and think that if we hold on to bitterness, the only one we're hurting is ourselves. It's just not true. And so here Esau stands at a crossroad of what he's going to do with his story. Everything he is experiencing is understandable. That kind of anger, not "I'm going to kill him," but anger over this situation, disappointment over the reality of where he is. But you cannot allow anger to stay, or something will be destroyed. There comes a time when we have to get on God's Get Happy and Just Get Happy Now program, and we have to put it away. The anger, the bitterness, the malice, the jealousy. God has a destiny for each one of us. No one can thwart that destiny but us. We have to choose to hand our heart over to our anger or our jealousy or our disappointment or our bitterness. But even with what Esau's lost, God is still a God able to redeem. I do not care what you have lost, even if it has been stolen from you. Nothing, remember what he said to Sarah and Abraham, is anything too hard for God. No, nothing. Nothing is too hard.